Hello, what's going on? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my May TBR. Now, did I read all of the books I chose in April? No, half of them are still in this basket over here. You know, things happened. My neighbor came over with a book series. There's 5 books in the series. We'll talk about that soon. But that happened, and some other things. Anyways, as I explained in the last video, I don't know what's going on outside. Do you hear that? Oh, go figure. My neighbor is weed whacking, which is the neighbor that gave me the books for guitar. Anyways, so I am a mood reader mostly. So these books, I loosely am like, yeah, I probably want to read them in May, but then it could switch up anyways. Before I get even more distracted, let's get on to the TBR, shall we? Like I said, my neighbor gave me this book series, not gave me, let me borrow this book series, and I already read the first book, and pretty soon, hopefully after this video, I vlogged the experience, because my neighbor just gave me these books and couldn't tell me what they were about, and it will be interesting. So I kind of went into this series blind. I already gave the first book back to her, but the next couple of books, I think the first one is Bad Games, Cruel Games, something games? Bad Games. It's the first book in the series. And without giving too much detail, we follow the Lambert family and they go on vacation, and there are some messed up things that kind of happen. There's a home invasion. I would say look up trigger warnings. I'm being kind of vague because all that information will be in that vlog coming up, like I said. Bad Games was the first one, read that. The second one, which I'm more than halfway through, I'm on page 211 with this one. This is Vengeful Games, so it kind of takes place after the events of the first book. Then we have Bad Games. We have, Bad Games Hellbent. Bad Games Hellbent. Bad Games Malevolent. And Bad Games Psychopath. A pretty interesting series so far. These last 3 books look to be quite short. The chapters are really short too, which I love short chapters, because who's got time to sit and read like a 20-page chapter? I just like a shorter chapter. You know what I mean? Let me know in the comments down below. Do you like a longer chapters, or shorter chapters? Sound off below. That's the first couple of books I want to get to. Next, I have Tastes Like Candy by Ivy Tholen. And this is a horror book that takes place in a carnival. The cover is really cool as well. And I picked this because we're getting into summertime, we're getting into carnivals. So I'll read the back for you. It says, everyone at Pritchett High wants an invitation to the senior scavenge? In 2020, Violet Warren and her friends are the lucky ones. 8 girls will break into the Poison Apple Carnival after hours for a scavenger hunt. Then, at sunrise, they'll gather for a celebration in honor of their upcoming senior year. But someone else has another game planned. Minutes after the girls sneak into the carnival, a madman in a rubber mask begins slashing his way through the group, and Violet quickly realizes his motives are personal. As she watches her friends die in a series of increasingly bizarre attacks, she must fight to survive while trying to answer the question, what could she have done to earn a fast pass for a roller coaster ride straight to hell? It seems to me like this really cool slasher that takes place in a carnival. What more could you want in a thriller book during the summertime? And again, this cover is freaking cool. Next is one I've seen a lot of people review, and I thought it would be perfect, so I ordered it. And that is Fantastic Land by Mike Bakoven. I'm going with that. What I understand about this is it takes place at Fantastic Land, which I can best describe as like maybe a Hershey Park or Knoebels, Seabreeze if you're from my area. Just an amusement park. So I guess a hurricane kind of goes through this amusement park in Florida, and the people within it kind of have to fight for their lives. And it says 5 weeks later, the authorities who rescue the survivors encounter a scene of horror. Photos soon emerge online of heads on spikes outside of rides and viscera and human bodies or human bones littering the gift shops, breaking records for hits, views, likes, clicks, and shares. How could a group of survivors, mostly teenagers, commit to such terrible acts? This Fantastic Land is a modern take on Lord of the Flies meets Battle Royale that probes the consequences of a social civilization built online. I believe it's all told through interviews, which is a really cool concept to find out what happened at Fantastic Land. I'm really excited to read this because I loved Lord of the Flies when I read it in school. We got to read Lord of the Flies. I don't know if they let you read Lord of the Flies anymore at school. It's a pretty gruesome book, but yeah. Excited to read this. Okay, next we have a cozy mystery, because why wouldn't we put a cozy mystery book on this TBR? It wouldn't be my channel if it wasn't a cozy mystery on here. And that is A Killer Sundae by Abby Collette. And I think this is, yes, this is book 3 of the Ice Cream Parlor Murder. We follow our amateur sleuth, Browen Cruz, and she is the owner of Cruz Creamery. And just with every cozy mystery, our amateur sleuth has to figure out a murder that happened. This happens during a festival, and it says a festival goer is poisoned and Browen is implicated. Chagrin Falls, Ohio is gorgeous in the fall, and Browen Cruz, owner of Cruz Creamery, knows just how to welcome the new season. At the annual Harvest Time Festival, residents will get a chance to enjoy hot air balloons and hay rides, crown a new Harvest Time Festival queen, and eat delicious frozen treats sold at Wynn's freshly purchased ice cream truck. But she gets into a sprinkle of trouble when a festival goer is poisoned and Wynn is implicated. Wynn will have to investigate and hope that her detective skills won't desert her. It's funny. So yeah, I kind of stepped away from the series for a little bit, so I'm really excited to get back into the series and go along with Wynn and her friends as she tries to figure out the mystery that unravels. Okay, 2 more books, and I have Darling by K.Ancrum. This has been on my shelf for quite a while. This is a retelling. This is a Peter Pan retelling following Wendy Darling, and I'm just going to read it for you like I do all of them because I kind of like to go in a little blind with books. So as Wendy thinks they're headed to a party, but instead Peter appears. Wendy thinks they're heading to a party, but instead they're soon running in the city's underground. She makes friends, a punk girl named Tinkerbell and the Lost Boys Peter watches over, and she makes enemies, the terrifying Detective Hook, and maybe Peter himself, as his sinister secrets start coming to light. Can Wendy find the courage to survive this night and make sure everyone else does too? And this has queer representation, so if you need a prompt for something like that, you could do like a retelling prompt and a queer representation prompt. This is good. So I'm really excited because this book is beautiful. The cover is gorgeous. And how long? Let's see. Does it say a date? No, it doesn't say the date. It's been sitting on my shelf for a while. And yeah, I'm really excited to get to this. A little swashbuckling in the seas of the underground. I don't know. Okay, and last book is a rom-com. I couldn't not stick a rom-com in this TBR because we are getting towards spring and summer. And another book that I've had on my shelf forever. It's It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. I know a lot of people say this is a Schitt's Creek inspired rom-com. I have never seen Schitt's Creek before. Don't come for me. But yeah, I guess that's what this is about. So we follow Piper, and Piper is this rich girl. She kind of has it all, but she's also known as like a wild child. She's kind of out of control, so her stepfather decides enough is enough of this partying, you need to learn what hard work is. So she is sent to take over this dive bar in Washington. So she meets this sea captain who doesn't think that she can do it. She doesn't have it in her to do all these things. So we have kind of this grumpy sunshine romance, maybe an enemies to lovers romance, and I'm excited. It seems like a really good book. I've heard some great things about it. Again, I have not seen Schitt's Creek. Let me know if I should watch Schitt's Creek. I know everyone's going to say yes, but should I watch that show? Like, would it make a difference reading this? Like, do you get what I mean? Would it make the experience of reading this book better? That is everything. These are all the books I hope to get to. I know this time around I didn't add any Kindle books on there. I probably will gravitate towards my Kindle books a little bit, especially if I pick up some trips. The Kindle is just easier to take along with me on field trips. But these are the physical books I would like to read. Like I said, I'm a mood reader, so will this actually all happen? Do we look at the basket behind me? Because the basket says it didn't all happen. But we can hope. That is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, hit your post notifications so you're notified every time I upload a video. Let me know in the comments down below what you are reading, and also if you like shorter or longer chapters, let me know in the comments. And with that, I will see you guys real soon in my next video. Bye!